Welcome, one and all, to episode 11 of the Kakariko Road Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Petter, and with me I've got my two co-hosts, Chase.
Melee!
And Steven.
Tacos.
And with us today, as our third guest of the show, we got Jordan.
Final stovetop, no barbecue sauce, chicken breast only.
Yes, so Jordan he's an old friend of mine and Chase's. He's the Smash guru in my life. He's here with us today to talk about what our ideas for what we would like, for what Zelda characters we would like to have in Super Smash Bros. In the future. Whether it be DLC for Ultimate or if it's a future Smash game. There isn't really a lot of guidelines or anything for this episode. We'll just have an open discussion kind of about it. But I'll give the word to Jordan first. Is there anything you've thought of, like, that you got right now to say about on this topic?
Yeah, so, unfortunately, every single character that I would expect to be added is already an assist trophy.
Right.
Yeah, we have issues with, Skull Kid and Midna.
There are no rules here.
Right. There are no rules here. I feel like Skull Kid and Midna are definitely fan favorite options and we aren't, it's not that Spirits and Assist Trophies deconfirm characters, but I'm of the belief that Spirits and Assist Trophies deconfirm a character.
Yeah, at the very least, assist trophies, although maybe not Spirits, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Assist Trophies more than Spirits, and when you have Midna and the Moon/Skull Kid as an Assist Trophy, that kind of puts them out of contention.
In a way, you could say that with Midna and Wolflink, their movesets are already, like, they already shed a light on their movesets with the little, like, 20-second blips that they're on the battlefield, right?
Right.
Because one of my ideas was Wolflink and Midna. But we've already seen a good portion of what they would do in the game. So I do think that's cheating a little bit.
I feel... Oh, Girahim is also another one that's an assist trophy, which is upsetting. But yeah, I feel like Midna and Wolflink could be a character, even if it's just Wolflink. But at the same time, I don't want to see another Link either.
That's true.
That's the thing. We have three
that's
Links.
Very fair.
We have three Links that are somewhat different from each other.
Yeah, although they're ultimately they are pretty similar still, even though obviously they have their unique parts. But
yeah,
actually my opinion on the Zelda roster or the Zelda representation in
Zelda
Smash,
roaster,
Zelda representation.
You still got that chicken video in mind.
Smash is that it's just I think it's a rather lame Zelda representation in Super Smash Bros.
Hey, honestly, for being one of the biggest franchises from Nintendo, it has, 5 reps? 6?
You could argue it only has 4.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the Links are all technically different characters, so we're not.
So we got 3 Links. We got Zelda and Sheik, and we got Ganon.
I mean, I'm fairly happy with the
Indeed
representation, but I do think that we could use more Zelda side characters.
Yeah.
I feel it's really, really difficult to do it. And I feel that any character that is added has to be relevant because, let's be honest, Smash is also an advertisement.
Yeah.
Certainly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is
Sadly.
an advertisement for other games that Nintendo has access to that, that they want people to play more of, which is actually making me wonder about possibilities of Persona on Switch, but I don't want to get into that right now.
Well, think about it. If Marth and Roy weren't in Melee, how well would Fire Emblem have done in the West?
Fire Emblem wouldn't exist right now, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Fire Emblem never would have come to the West if it weren't for Melee.
And I mean, Super Smash Bros. Even gave Pit the design that he has in Uprising.
Exactly.
True. There's a lot of things that we really have to thank Smash Bros. For.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, going off of the fact that I believe assist trophies deconfirm characters as possible playable characters, I'm gonna go with one that also doesn't fit my relevance rule.
Okay.
Linebeck.
Ah,
Yeah.
I wanted someone to mention him.
I actually would love to see, because the characters in the Zelda series are actually really, really, really difficult to like nail down a moveset for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Linebeck can be this interesting kind of I don't know if anyone's played it. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 had Phoenix Wright.
Oh, I've
correct,
seen
yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen footage of it.
And Linebeck could be this Phoenix Wright style character in the Smash universe. Actually, Villager and Isabelle are perfect examples in Smash of
yeah.
a Phoenix Wright style character.
Mm-hmm.
They don't ever deal damage for the most part like directly. They deal it through like things happening.
Yeah, they just drop bowling balls and they plant trees.
Or they run forward and trip and drop a pot and hit someone with it. Or yeah.
Right. Precisely.
So,
It's all this accidental damage or things like that that I think Linebeck could have a moveset built around that.
Yeah, and I think Wii Fit Trainer is
I can
similar
see
as
it.
well because she's just exercising her.
but she doesn't have like outside of the soccer ball, she doesn't have objects that are completely irrelevant to her games, the Wii Fit games.
Yeah.
I do think Linebeck's a good idea, though. It requires the character designers and move set designers to be creative with what a character can do.
That is definitely true. I feel Linebeck would end up being this very hit and run style character.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he would be an extremely fast character who could
Yeah.
probably tack on damage really well, but similar to other characters, he'd have difficulty finding that KO.
Right.
But I feel it could be done. Linebeck would be pretty funny to see in there, even if like he had something where he runs forward and trips, and because Linebeck's character in the game was just fantastic.
Absolutely. He was the best thing about Phantom Hourglass, I think.
Uh-huh.
And then his final smash would just be some steamboat shenanigans. However, Phantom Hourglass isn't relevant.
Yeah, sadly, it isn't.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know what wasn't relevant in 2006? The Robotic Operating Buddy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
And yet-
even know what you're referring to. Which
Rob.
Rob. That's
In
what
Rob.
Rob stands
Rob.
for.
So, actually, yeah.
There's always characters they bring in that aren't relevant, although usually they are very much nostalgia.
Yeah, they do try to renew that relevancy.
There is a difference between retro characters and relevant newcomers. They do always try and add a new retro representative with the newer games. But for the most part, newcomers are relevant to games that are out or coming out.
Yeah. Definitely true.
And then you have the weird characters. Such as
Yeah.
Rob or
Mr.
Well,
Game
no,
Watch.
Rob and Game & Watch are examples of retro characters that they try and add. They aren't as out of left field as it would
Okay,
seem. just
fine. Then
because
Wii
of-
Fit Trainer.
Now, Wii Fit Trainer is a kind of
Wii
out
Fit
of
Trainer
left
is
field.
neither retro nor relevant come Smash 4.
So, Steven, do you have any wishes?
well, I was talking to Petter about this earlier, and I said, well, a pretty good template for what Zelda characters can be added in Smash is Hyrule Warriors. Like, if they're a character in Hyrule Warriors, there's a good chance that Sakurai and the teams could make a moveset for. I think we should have a Goron representation. So Darunia would be pretty good, in my opinion.
Darunia would be the way to go, yeah.
He would be solid.
Rock solid.
Ah ha ha.
Hey. Rock Solid versus Solid Snake.
Oh my gosh.
Make it happen.
Okay, moving on.
So, he has, he would be similar to King Dedede with the hammer and the big, bulky body build. But I would think that the hammer would be more important than with King DDD.
Yeah.
Since that is, at least in Hyrule Warriors, that's the weapon that he uses the most. He doesn't really use anything else. As far as Final Smash is concerned, they did say that they wanted to make Final Smashes more cinematic in this game. Well, Smash 4 at least. Or Smash 5, sorry. But I don't know how you could make him rampaging around with his hammer a cutscene like Final Smash. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I mean, he's a sage, so maybe he would have some magic thing.
Sure.
I don't know. I also think he wouldn't, like, compared to DDD, he wouldn't be nearly as good of a jumper as the DDD is.
That's true. His up B would be vastly different.
Oh, yeah.
Because DDD's up B is crazy high. Crazy verticality.
Yes.
So, I like the idea of Darunia. I like the idea of Goron representative in general. I feel like Daruk fits a little bit better. I think there's a little bit more that you can do, but I think Daruk and Darunia could have a lot of similar things going on.
Honestly, what they'd probably do is they'd have one of the two and then put in the other one as either an Echo character or as a skin.
I think a skin would be enough, actually.
I think a skin is probably likely. So I feel Daruk has a little bit more to pull from with the case of the Final Smash as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his Divine Beast.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
But regardless, Daruk's got his giant, like, club sword thing. Darunia with the hammer, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they would be able to play similarly. And I also think, as you said earlier, Jordan, like, Smash is, to an extent, exists to promote games. So, and seeing as Breath of the Wild is by far more, current than Ocarina of Time, Daruk would be more fitting, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I've actually thought of some moveset possibilities for a Goron representative. You've got your neutral moves are going to be a lot of like hammer and club-based moves, some swings, things like that. Your smash attacks would involve them as well. But specials, I feel like, and I hate having characters with more counter abilities, but Daruk could have Daruk's protection.
Of course, he has to.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm.
And with Daruk's protection, maybe it's something like you can use it 3 times to just completely shrug off a hit, but then it breaks after a while and it goes on a cooldown before it comes back up.
Right,
online,
like maybe it could be a
that.
counter that you don't have to time. You just have to have it pressed.
Right, maybe something
Maybe.
like that. It could be something weird. Side special, I think, would definitely be a Goron roll.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, of course. It has to be.
That'd be
just
a
absolutely
perfect side
needs
B.
to be a Goron roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
Up B is a little hard though.
Up B is hard because Gorons are heavy, but I'm
Mhm.
sure something could be figured out.
Of course.
I'm not a, character designer in Smash.
Yeah, it's
No.
not your job.
Yeah, it's not your responsibility, Jordan.
But I think out of, like, if we're talking relevant Breath of the Wild characters or relevant, like, races, I think Gorons are definitely more likely than other in Zelda.
Yes, I agree with that. Maybe Zora's, like one of the two. But yeah.
Zora's design.
Are you saying not Deku Scrubs?
Zora designs change more often
Yes.
than Goron designs as well.
Definitely,
That's
absolutely.
worth pointing out.
There are
too.
at least like 3 specific different designs for the Zora.
But then we'll
And-
take, like, looking at Breath of the Wild, who's one of the arguably biggest fan favorites? We got Prince Sidon.
Well, Chase and
Yeah,
I have
well.
not played Breath of the Wild, so the floor is yours.
This is when we disappear from the conversation and allow Petter to rant.
Well, I don't know. I didn't really think of this beforehand, but Prince Sidon, I think, if anything comes from Breath of the Wild, he would definitely be a good candidate for a Smash, I think.
I could see it.
Because
What-
the ladies love him.
What would his moveset look like?
He would be a good jumper. Like, he would be very, like, flexible and, like, he would have good mobility, I think. Jordan, you've played Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any like spontaneous ideas for Sidon if he would be a player?
So he'd probably be able. His recovery move would probably be something like the Zora swimming. He'd probably like do the swimming animation, and water would appear around him. It'd probably have some wind boxes, so to speak, water boxes more specifically, that push people away from him as he recovers. He would definitely be interesting because he would most certainly be a spear user, which we don't have.
Right. Yes. Oh, yes. That's true. Yes.
That's true, isn't
I
it?
love that. That's a great point. Ooh, yeah. And I was thinking he for one of his taunt he would have his trademark thumbs up. You know.
Yeah, I could
With
see that.
the great
Sure,
smile with
why
that. Yeah. But yeah. Do you have any ideas, Chase? What have you brought?
I have 3 different ideas, and I need to figure out which of the 3 I'm going to do. So we did talk a little bit about Hyrule Warriors. We did talk a little bit about spear users, so I guess I'll go with the least similar character I have in mind.
All right.
But he's also probably one of the least surprising characters, especially based on the last episode. Let's get Vadi in there.
Oh.
I have a lot
Oh,
of fun with
never
magic
mind.
users. So, yeah, I definitely want Vadi in there to be another magic user, something different.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's a part of the Zelda universe that's not really brought out as much, partially because Capcom helped make those games. But, hey, wait, is it Capcom or Namco that's helping to make Smash?
Bandai Namco.
Dang it. Okay. Well, I mean, there is already Capcom reps in there anyways, so...
Right.
Yeah, we got Mega Man.
It's not impossible. And I think if there's any game we're ever going to hear from Vadi again it is going to be Smash.
You think it's more likely he'll appear in Smash than in a future Zelda game?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I would happen to agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's...
Villains
Probably.
other than Ganondorf don't get repeated all that much anymore.
No.
Yeah, and Vadi got a whole 3 games, which makes him the second most popular villain... second most populous villain in the series. But yeah, I doubt we're going to hear any more, which is disappointing, but at the very least, I'd like to see him in Smash.
Yeah, it would be cool. Do you think his final Smash would be like his monster form or his big
Oh yeah,
form?
it would definitely be going into the full Wind Mage Vadi form.
Right, yeah.
I know
yeah.
that I said I don't love it when he turns into that form, but that's less for design or anything, and more just because I don't like the precedent that Zelda has with human villains turning into monsters. But since it is something that already exists,
He's a Picori, right? So
Yes.
what if he had his final Smash where he just turned into a tiny little Ant-Man and just like kicked everybody's ass?
So
I
I
guess-
think Petter. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I think you'll be happy to hear this. Your boy is not a spirit.
My boy is not a spirit.
Sidon.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I didn't
That's
consider that. I didn't consider that. Yeah, that makes it all the more likely, even though I don't totally believe it. But it would be really cool. It's possible, I think. One idea for a character that I've been wanting for Smash for a long time, I think since the Brawl days, is, and I think I've even mentioned, or I haven't mentioned it on the podcast, but I think I've talked about it with you, Jordan, at some point. I would just love a Toon Ganondorf, basically Wind Waker Ganondorf,
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
right? And
Yeah.
it kind of goes against a little bit my philosophy on that. We have 3 Links, like what the hell, and we have ultimately 2 Zeldas. Why? Yet I want another Ganondorf, but I think he would play completely different from the Ganondorf we have.
We've talked about the Wind Waker Ganondorf a lot.
We have, and I'm just such a big fan of him, but both his personality and his design and the way he fights. Like, obviously, we'd pull inspiration, like the moveset from the final battle in Wind Waker, on top of the tower.
Right.
And he would be a light character, or not light, but he would be lighter.
I think he'd be mid-weight. I think
Right.
he would definitely be like just under heavy, but not like too light.
Right, but yeah, he would still be able to jump really well, and like he would be very flexible, just as he is in Wind Waker.
And he would have really good speed, I think.
Yes,
Yeah, I would agree.
absolutely, definitely, he has to in order to really. If we wanted to feel like the Wind Waker fight,
I
he has to be
think what
fast.
it would be is he would have a good dash speed, but he
Mm.
would have really slow walking speed.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And I think maybe he'd get some kind of benefit from walking.
Interesting.
Such as what?
Maybe he'd have like super armor or something to that extent when he's in his walking animation,
Oh yeah. That's
which
pretty
would
cool.
encourage someone to try and walk to their opponent instead of dash to their opponent.
Yeah, I
And then
like
when
that.
he's dashing, he could be more vulnerable.
Right, that's pretty cool.
Basically, he has this patient kind of play style that rewards someone who can just weave in and out with sword attacks.
Yeah, I
Very
love that.
similar to the kind of thing he did in that game.
Precisely, yeah.
Something to add to that is his attack range would not be the best, but the fact that he has dual swords would make him attack a little quicker.
Yes, exactly. Dual wielder. Yes.
I think that's the thing about Toon Ganon, is that Toon Ganon is like... He's quick. When he attacks, he is quick.
Mm-hmm.
But he's very patient and very methodical in how he attacks. And I
Right.
think they could very, very easily do that justice if they could, like I said, do like walking, he gets super armor kind of thing, or
Yeah, absolutely.
But he would have to be moving to get that super armor. You couldn't just stand still and not move.
Right. And I think that's a really clever idea.
I think what I would like more than super armor when he walks is for him to parry ranged attacks. Because in the boss fight,
Yeah.
whenever he walks slowly, you cannot attack him. Like, he'll just quickly parry you.
Oh, zoning him would be so hard.
I mean, if you just parry ranged attacks, I think that would be fine.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Lynx already do that anyway whenever they crouch. They
don't have to crouch.
They just have to hold the shield in front of them.
All they have to do is
Yeah.
stand still.
Sometimes though they turn and like they move if you stand still, so you can't completely count on it, I guess.
Yeah, so there's an
Like-
issue in this game with the Z-axis that I don't want to
Yeah,
get
But
into
either
right
way,
now. But
it's
Yeah.
both a situational or just complete gimmick way to block ranged attacks.
Right.
yeah,
Small little detail.
but it would be really cool.
Speaking of Link's shield, I think of it similar to I think Luigi has a taunt where he kicks, doesn't he? And that can actually
Yeah.
inflict like a little bit of damage on characters.
It deals like 0.2%
Yeah.
damage, but if someone is hanging on to
Right,
an
right.
edge, he kicks them straight down.
Oh,
He
yeah,
meteor
yeah.
spikes them. I actually, they don't even have to be on a ledge. I saw someone once get a Luigi down taunt off of on top of the Smashville platform.
Oh.
It spiked them down into the platform below, bounced them up above them, and then the Luigi player cycloned into them and got a KO.
Wow.
But,
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure we could think of a lot of interesting little quirks for the characters we would want.
Absolutely. I think so for sure.
They'd be very minute and very situational, or just completely weak or like the Luigi one. So
I just thought of one just right now because I was just looking on at a list of all the existing Zelda games, and I thought of something that would be pretty cool. It's not an old game, but I guess it might be too old to be relevant. So we got Ice Climbers, we got like Rosalina and Luma, we got like these group characters like that.
right.
What if we had Triforce Heroes, like the 3 Links?
I thought we
Like-
didn't
Oh,
want to add more
jeez.
links.
Oh, no.
Now you want to add 3 more links?
I don't know.
Really?
Hey, what if the Triforce Heroes links are just all 3 links combined?
So they're
Oh!
always in the totem formation?
If you're just going to do that, why not do the 4 Swords links instead? Since the 4 Swords links are actually 4 versions of the same
Well,
link.
if it's
That's
the
true.
Triforce Heroes links, they could always be in totem form.
Oh, God.
Right. That would be. Oh, that's like in Snow White when they're dancing with Snow White.
Oh,
But,
jeez.
Good job, Petter.
Yeah, there's probably fan art of this.
Oh no.
Okay, that was a bad idea. Moving on. Any other ideas?
Well, I do have one, but it's not a specific character.
Mm-hmm.
Here's how I honestly think a new Zelda representative is going to work out for Smash.
Mm-hmm.
We're not getting it in this DLC pack.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think so either.
They've already confirmed that it's going to be completely new franchises.
Where did they confirm that? Because the only thing that was said is it would be new to Smash Brothers. They would be characters new to Smash Brothers,
Yeah,
which
I
is
don't think
kind
they
of
confirmed new franchises.
given.
Well,
It's just
they
that a
never
lot of people have
confirmed
been
it would be
assuming
new
that
franchises.
because of just how out of the blue Joker
Yeah, like
was.
you wouldn't expect them to put another Zelda rep because the Zelda franchise is not new to Smash Brothers.
Well, no, like I said, they never said franchises specifically new to Smash Brothers. They said characters.
Okay.
But there aren't any characters to add that would be that would be old to Smash Brothers because all the characters are already in it.
Yeah, so we'll get into this real quick. We're getting into a little bit of rumor here.
All right.
But recently some data mining has been done in the Smash community that has found 16 character slots in the game.
Right. I heard about that.
One of those character slots has been taken by Piranha Plant.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be assumed that Joker, of course, takes up another one,
Yes.
leaving us with 14 more character slots, but only 4 more characters in our DLC pass. So the thought right now is that there are going to be 2 more seasons of DLC.
Right.
I think if we get a new Zelda representative, it'll be in Season 2 or Season 3 of DLC when the new Zelda is announced for Switch.
Yeah, that's true. They never did specify if they'd have another set of characters. So they could change their philosophy for the second set. Or third set.
And I feel like it would work out because it would advertise for a new Zelda game, and they could put in maybe even the villain of the new Zelda game.
Yeah, I mean,
If we get
Another
a new
form
villain.
of Ganon.
Another form of Ganon. I mean, we've already talked about Wind Waker Ganon. So...
If we were to get another villain from the Zelda series, I definitely think it would be from the new game. I don't think we're going to get Ganon again in the next Zelda game,
I hope not.
personally.
I
Yeah.
hope not as well, yeah. Like any form of Ganon.
But I think that's where we are most likely to get a new Zelda rep, is
I
from
would believe
the
that.
next Zelda game in another DLC pack.
Right. It makes perfect sense, honestly. Like, considering, as we've said before in this episode.
Honestly, that could quite easily be like the first character announced for the new DLC pack too. That
It
would be,
very
like,
well
the
could.
selling
Yeah.
point of the new
Right.
DLC pack.
I wonder though, would they put this character into Smash before the game would be out, or after the next Zelda game would be out?
I would imagine the character would launch alongside the new Zelda.
Oh yeah. That would be
Maybe
good.
that would be DLC.
Kind
for
of
you then.
like Corrin.
Right, it would be DLC Wave 2 or 3, assuming this data mine is legitimate.
Right, but even if it's not, I wouldn't be surprised if there would be, other seasons of DLC, as it were.
Yeah, the general consensus right now against it is that maybe Nintendo has put these files in there to throw data miners off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This
Very
is what
possible.
you get for trying to read into what we do. Sakurai is not happy with you.
Well, it's been a while. It's been about half an hour. Do you have any last ideas?
No.
Anything last you'd like to
do we
mention?
even really want to bring in another idea? Because I do have other ideas if we want it.
I mean, I think
But it's it's up to you guys if you want to add the extra time in.
If you want to do one more character, Chase.
yeah, I'm down for that.
All right. This probably also isn't going to be a surprise due to how much I've shown love for this game, but Zant.
Ah, yeah.
I
doubt they'd do it, but I would love for them to.
I mean, once again, he was a character that was in Hyrule Warriors.
True.
So there's a precedence of he's an important enough character to show up in these crossover events. And also, he's just a lot of fun. Like, I didn't get to play a lot of Hyrule Warriors, but I played him a lot because he was fun.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And
He would be
he's
a
definitely-
crazy
He's
madman.
going to be quick. He's going to be unhinged. He may not be the best character, but he is going to be annoying and he is going to be entertaining.
I feel like he would play sort of in a way similar to Wolf. I get the feeling that, like, just spontaneously anyway.
Yeah, I feel like Zant would be... He would be a super rushdown style character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be very different for a lot of the Zelda characters, with the exception of Sheik. A lot of the Zelda characters are either patient, or they zone, or things like that. Sheik is rushdown. Having another rushdown representative in the Zelda series would be pretty cool. And Zant is crazy enough to be a rushdown style character.
Honestly, I couldn't see him being anything else.
Yeah.
I really can't either. He's... Even in Twilight Princess, he was just in your face the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely.
And just like imagining, like he's just, like his side regular move would be like him spinning, and just hearing him cackle as he does that, and then just spam that across the stage. Doesn't even matter if anybody's right there in front of you. Just keep doing it.
Oh yes. Yeah, he would be so much fun. Him and Girahim, I feel like they're kind of in the same boat.
They really are.
I think that's about it for me.
I think so as well. I think it's time to round off the episode. As we so often forget, you listeners, you should totally check out the Nintensity website, as well as the Nintensity YouTube channel. Links should be in our video description and maybe also on the screen. So, yeah. We got a Twitter as well. That's also in the video description. And, and thank you, Jordan, so much for joining us on this discussion.
Yeah, not a problem. I hope to be on again soon.
Yes, we hope for you too, and we have some plans. And we will keep them secret for now, but yeah, we have some plans.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that plan comes through. Like I said,
that would be awesome.
It would be great.
You guys updated if it does or doesn't. If it does, you guys will also probably not hear from me for a while.
Oh yeah, I suppose so. Well, thank you everyone for listening to this, and we will see you guys in 1 week. Bye-bye.
Yeah, goodbye.
All right, later.